we have made some gigantic strides as far as the ongoing security sector reform is concerned. You may be aware that following the political impasse in 2017, the government under His Excellency, the President, and the Commander-in-Chief of the Gambia Armed Forces realized the need that there was a requirement to review the security sector as a whole, given the undistinguished role they have played in the previous dictatorial administration in terms of the human rights abuses and the violations that was characterized of that regime. For the first time in the history of the country, a security audit was conducted, which culminated into the development of a national security policy, followed by a national security strategy, and last but not the least, security sector reform strategy. The sequencing of even these strategies have been considered as a very important step in development as far as Gambia SSR is concerned, and it is now currently being used as a blueprint. Fast forward, the developments that we have achieved so far are quite significant, notwithstanding still the challenges. But what is even important is for people to realize that security sector reform is not an event, but a process.
Right.
Currently, the security services are now reoriented, and they are accountable in terms of safeguarding the territorial integrity of this country, but most importantly also being steered towards providing optimal security service for the citizens and residents of this country, for the Gambian people.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we know participants at the back-to-back workshop came up with a series of salient recommendations. I mean, what are they, and could you please dilate on them?
There were significant number of recommendations that were made, and they range from the need for capacity building, planning and resource mobilization, the need also for us to take a serious look at communication, collaboration, coordination, and partnership. And currently we are embarked in ensuring that these recommendations are implemented. As far as capacity building is concerned, establishment of national academy is something that has been identified as very, very important, because training is important in terms of changing habits, mindset, but most importantly, professionalizing also the security services. National ownership is also something that has been stressed, because at the initial commencement of the SSR process, the process was largely driven by external partners, but now with the commitment of the government, we've taken ownership, and we are the Gambians leading the process in its entirety.
Okay, but Mr. Jeng, you will agree with me that the reform process actually comes up with a huge price tax. I mean, did you consider finding fundings, I mean, within the country? And if you have been doing it, I mean, what are they?
Yes, once you talk about ownership and commitment, it is important that you are seen also to be taking charge of the entire process. And government has demonstrated that full commitment, notwithstanding the yearly budget allocations to the respective security institutions. Under the dynamic leadership of His Excellency the President, we have considered looking into alternative source of funding the security sector reform and also security operations in the country. Now there is 6% levy, national levy on insurance premium. Funds generated from that is supporting the SSR. There is also 10% national allocation from the International Gateway that is also supporting the SSR. There is also 0.25% that will be introduced next year on national levy on import duties. We are also looking at percentage on the processing of forms, as also funds that will also support this process. On top of that, whatever that also comes from international partners, based on the priorities that we have set ourselves, because no one is going to promote agenda to us. If your support is in sync and in line with the 5 strategies that we are looking at in the SSR, you are welcome to come on board. But government has taken gigantic strides in terms of looking for alternative source of funding to support the SSR.